If you have any questions, go for it.
Sorry if I made you guys wait.
Oh, it's okay. You're good.
Nice to see you, Charlotte.
Lovely to see you too.
Yeah, so I want to just ask you, been asking everybody because it's been such a weird year, but how'd your off season go? I understand you did get a chance to go home, right?
Yeah, I did.
So what was your experience like this summer? I mean, having to travel internationally and all that stuff, were there some challenges, and just kind of what's it been like for you?
It was very different and very challenging. I think going home was so great, but then as soon as I got home, we got into very harsh lockdown to try and contain like the coronavirus. So that was a very different experience, but I was really glad to be, at home with my family and friends nonetheless. So, and then coming back to the States wasn't too bad. I think it was kind of different having to quarantine as soon as I get here instead of being able to see, my teammates and coaches straight away. And then, of course, throughout the course of the whole summer, not starting as early, different rules and regulations with coming into the gym, how many people we could train with, and all that kind of stuff. So it was definitely a change, but I think everybody, coaches and players, adapted to that really well and still got the work we needed to get done. So, yeah.
So even with that challenge, I mean, was it just good for your mental health to get home and be around your family a little bit? I don't know how long it'd been since you'd been home, but I imagine it had been a while.
Yeah, it'd been about a year and a month, I think. And so just to be able to go home and especially see my intermediate family and friends was absolutely amazing. When I got the chance to, obviously, but it was just, it's always nice to be back home where you grow up. It's kind of, it is like a huge sense of relief when you go home as well, and you can kind of, fully relax. And it was just nice to see everybody and see the changes that have been happening since I've been away and everything like that, and still get to, explore around my own home, preparing to come back a couple of months later. So, yeah.
So was it hard for them to kind of let you go, especially with how much uncertainty is going on in the world right now? Or was it nice for you to get back here and be back with your teammates?
Oh, it was so lovely to get back. I think I did spend like a more extended time back home than I usually plan to due to the coronavirus. So you're kind of just always eager to get back. I think especially when you have such like a day-to-day schedule and you're always constantly seeing your teammates and coaches and friends out here, that it kind of gets into a routine. And so when you don't have that, it's really weird. And so coming back, it was absolutely awesome. I loved it, and I think I was really eager to. And my flights got changed a little bit trying to get back over here, but we managed to make it work, and I'm back now. So yeah.
And now you guys are, I guess, about 2 weeks into practice. I don't even know when you guys started, but feels like a couple weeks ago. So how do you feel like practices are going at this point? I mean, I've heard a lot about the competitiveness, but I mean, how do you feel like this team is picking up the new offense and kind of getting acclimated with each other?
Yeah, honestly, it's quite hard starting so late normally than we usually will, especially with, I think we've got about 6 new players in our team, and they've gelled so well. There hasn't been any problem with them. They're amazing contributions to our team, both on and off the court. I think the coaches have really done a good job of facilitating what we need to learn individually when we could only work out by ourselves, and then applying that to team practice. Our competitiveness has shot through the roof. We're competing so well during training. And I think just the whole, being away from the team and not being able to train with each other, we were just so eager to get on the court and, get the job done. Learning the new offenses and everything has been fun as well, just making sure we're locked in every practice because we play really soon in about 3 weeks. So it's coming up fast.
Yeah. And so on a personal level, I know I would probably say up and down year for you last year, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you had some good games, but you had some frustrations and some physical health issues, things like that. So I guess, what was that year like for you going through all that? And was it a learning experience?
It was a huge learning experience. I think just it being freshman year as well in a different country, in a different kind of culture was a shock in itself. But I think I did learn so much from last year that I can't wait to kind of implement into this year coming forward. It was tough at times, frustrating, yes. But I think I grew a lot through that as a player and also as a person. And now I'm able to help, the new people coming in and share my experiences and help build a team through that as well. And I'm really looking forward to this year to contribute as much as I can to my team to, take us as far as we can. And I'm really excited. So.
Yeah. Obviously the fans see you as a player and, like to see what your growth on the court is like, but how much does that personal growth kind of play into how much better you can be as a player? I mean, as you mature and kind of settle into that college life and all that, how much does that kind of play over into the court?
Yeah, I think it has a huge impact. I think just, behavioral things you learn, like your confidence grows, like being a freshman can be really scary, but I've now got like more confidence than I had last year. I'm more familiar with, everything over here, how it's run. I'm definitely now familiar with, the level of expectation in the Pac-12 and what these teams can bring and, how amazingly tough our conference is. And so, yeah, every game is just such a challenge, which is, really good. And I think also getting to know the fans off the court as well is really nice because you start, it starts to feel more like home and you kind of get those really awesome connections. And I love, my donors, like Marty and Alfred. I'm really close with them. So to just have people like on my side, on the sideline as well, especially when it's not your family or friends, is really comforting as well, just to know that everybody has got your back. So, yeah.
So I imagine you're going to miss that with no fans being allowed the first month.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
yeah.
I was kind of hoping they could come in here and sit about, 10 feet apart or something so we could still have someone. But
Right.
I don't know how that's going to go, but I know they're going to be cheering us on through, through the TV, probably from their homes and everything. So I know we've still got that amazing support and they make that very, very known, which is amazing. So.
Yeah. Last thing for me, but what have the battles been like between you and Peanut in the paint? I mean, I know you mentioned they were physical last year. Are they more so now? And is there anybody else that you're kind of battling with down there?
Yeah, me and Peanut, I love it. We go at it, and it's just all such great competition. It's never, it's never negative. It's always positive, and we know that if we go at each other, we make each other better. She's always an amazing person to go against. Always, a real challenge, which is good for the both of us. And I think all of us, especially us post players, are really competing and utilizing our strengths this year. And I think the more we do that, the more we grow, especially like position wise. Yeah. But yeah, it's always great to go out and compete and kind of tease each other, playing 5-on-5 and trying to see who wins. So yeah, it's great fun.
Yeah. Well, you two are both, big, strong girls. So I imagine that those battles are probably you might ice up after practice, right?
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, can't wait to see you guys in person and play at some point here soon.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Charlotte. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Cool. Okay.
Right. Is JR coming on, Alex?
Yeah, she's here.
Yeah, she's ready right now.
Okay.